Hey everybody, the Real Behemoth here, back again with another video for Heroes of History. Today we're going to be exploring a couple of additional city layouts. So this is one of the most highly requested, videos and or things to kind of make to kind of show you guys a couple of different examples. So let's get into it. So this is kind of my city layout and how I have been going with it lately. So I kind of have houses in a little bit more of a rectangular or square type of formation. And then I've got my training camps and whatnot down here. And then I have a couple of workshops down here, farms down here in the middle, a little bit more farms, and then another section for workshops as well. So let's go ahead and switch to our culture. So I do have a couple of additional upgrades I have to make culture-wise, but as you can see, not a single unhappy building in my current layout. And as I keep scrolling, I've upgraded these buildings a lot more, and so I do have to upgrade some of the cultures down here. But a lot of very happy buildings. My main Lux farms are very happy. Workshops, most of them are very happy. There's got to be a couple different ways or things I can move around to make those other two very happy as well, but overall, not a single unhappy building, and I've found this layout to be best for my current state in the game. When I try and throw houses all on one side, it doesn't work nearly as well for me. So this kind of gives you guys a little bit of an insight as to how I operate. And now let's jump into a couple of other players' city layouts and kind of look and talk about some of them. So this layout right here is from Dirt Bike. He's in the Wolf's Alliance, which is the alliance that I'm in. And so he kind of shared his layout and what he's got going on. He is, this kind of works from classical Greece to Byzantine based off of what he has shared. So similarly, he's got his houses all kind of lined up linearly and in a rectangular type formation with what seems to be moderate culture sites in between them, kind of an every other type and in the same spaces as the other ones are. So it's kind of like a culture site, space, culture site, or culture site, house, culture site rather. And looking into his other categories or areas, he's got farms in the middle, which don't seem to get as much culture. And he's got his training camps in the top right down to the bottom right. And so he's trying to keep as many buildings happy as he possibly can. He does have a lot of space here, it looks like, but he does try to keep a more square or rectangular type formation on a lot of his buildings here. So this is a good example. He doesn't have any unhappy buildings. And so this could definitely be a good layout for some people to use and for some people to take a look into. Now, the next layout that we're going to look into is a player in early Rome. This is from Fuza. So Fuza kind of shared his layout, a ton of moderate culture sites in the middle there in between his houses. I personally think that it's a bit overkill. He can kind of do an every other and it would still work very similarly. However, he does find some use into stacking his culture sites the way he has. And as you can see here, it works really well for farms. He's got a ton of farms. He's got workshops over there as well that are also happy. Not very happy, but happy. But his farms are taken care of. Most of his houses are taken care of. And so this is definitely a solid layout as well. Now, looking into our next guy, this comes from Gosu Houdini. And similarly to Fuza, lined up culture sites kind of in full rows. And as you can see here, a lot of very happy buildings. He does have an unhappy building on the bottom. But overall, his happiness is actually very solid. And so this could be another good layout. This could be from classical Greece up to Byzantine as well. Looking into our next layout, this is from Heli R. This works from classical Greece up. He said he has no luxury buildings. And this could definitely be a solid layout too, if you do have a little bit more space on the bottom for more culture sites on those houses. But as you can see here, he does have a primary focus, less so on gold and more so on food, ability, and workshops here. So here's a second screenshot of kind of his bottom area. As you can see, the houses aren't as taken care of as some of the other buildings. And here's just this last screenshot from him as well. So seems to me that there's some sort of path to stacking your culture sites in a linear way that he, Fuza, and Gosu did. Looking into our next one, this is from Bustam. And he's in the early Rome era. He's focusing on food and gold. As we all know, we need a bunch of both in order to keep pushing. And he said that it covers it very well right now. And there's a second screenshot here in a second. But as you can see, looking at some of his houses, he does work with moderate culture sites as well. Instead of doing every other, he does every other 2 on the bottom, it looks like. He's taken a pretty heavy focus on the left side at that troop barracks. And then on this next screenshot, as you can see, very heavily focused on food as all of his farms are max cultured. But once again, that linear kind of type of culture site setup. So it seems to be some sort of meta if a lot of these folks are tending to use it. Now, this last one, the guy named Christian, I believe he's in Shady Bride. He said his city is not really for optimization, so definitely doesn't recommend people using it if they're looking on max production, but he does have a focus on making his village look cool. So he wants a good looking city that's not as much optimized with production. So just to kind of show you guys a little bit of everything here. And he's got a lot of unhappy buildings, and some very happy when it comes to those middle type buildings. It looks like a luxury farm or a highly upgraded rural farm, can't tell. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope this gave you guys some ideas and suggestions on what to do with your own city layouts and how to best optimize for production, how to make them look cooler, and kind of give you ideas on what you should do moving forward into some of the later eras. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Catch you in the next one. Please leave a like and subscribe.